I'm Alex Suarez, and you are watching Rehearsal Space. So I got my first guitar at 13. I used to pretend I was in Slaughter and Kiss, Metallica and all these like kind of hair metal bands, Poison doing their thing. I was like, come on, it's so sweet. Then I met Ryland in high school. He would just come over and we'd jam out some tunes. He was really into Dennis Jr. at the time, so we'd be playing like a bunch of old DJ songs, which was pretty awesome back then. I moved to Orlando, had a catering company with my friends. That all kind of like went downhill after a little while with some bad blood in the business. And I was like, screw it, I'm moving to New York. So I just moved up to New York, and out of nowhere, Ryland sent me a MySpace. He's like, hey, I heard you moved to Brooklyn. Let's meet up. So we went and got some lunch, and I was like, I gotta show you these new songs I'm working on. And then he's like, I gotta show you some songs that I have. So, you know, we met up, we hung out, showed each other some songs, and then we were like, let's just start writing some songs together. Gabe, the lead singer of Cobra Starship, started Cobra Starship as a side project when he was singing and playing bass for a band called Midtown. I was actually good friends with the drummer from Midtown. He was like, hey, Gabe's starting a side project. I think you guys would do great with it. So he came out, we met up with him, we went and like jammed, you know, played some of his new songs. Everything was still up in the air then too. So then he got the Snakes on a Plane song. And Ryland like saw an article about it in US Weekly or something like that with a picture of Gabe on it. He was like, holy crap. Anybody who plays music and wants to do it for a living wouldn't want to pass up an opportunity to be able to do it for a career. So we talked to Gabe about it, and then we were like, let's do it. I don't know what Cobra Starship is. It's really fun, man. It's like an electronic rock kind of pop band, and it's in the mainstream scene, you know, all over MTV, big tours, huge venues, huge crowds, crazy fans. It's just a whole world of like everything you see on TV about these big bands, and we're kind of in it. Ivy League is kind of like, it's really hard to describe our sound. We get compared to a lot of amazing bands that were like honored, you know, like Simon and Garfunkel, everybody says that, and we're like, gee, that's incredible, you know, like I love Simon and Garfunkel. I mean, our influences are definitely like bands like Camera Obscura, Peter, Bjorn and John, Belle and Sebastian. We try to go for this like indie pop thing, and then we have some bossa nova songs and try to hit like the Kings of Convenience angle because we were like really into that band as well, and got into this like jazz twist, I guess, but trying to make it poppy still in the end. I was just talking to the head of Atlantic video department. He like loves Ivy League or whatever, and he's like, I think it's insane that you guys are somehow pulling this off. I was like, I don't know, man, we're just kind of doing it. A lot of people are like, you guys should wait to do the record with Ivy League. We just want to do it. We've had these songs for so long. We want to just be able to get our record out and see how people like it. We probably did the whole record in about like 3 or 4 days, which is kind of crazy. Like Ryland came over, we did all the guitars, busted them out. I would work on like all the acoustic tracks and stuff like that later that night at my apartment. He came over, we did vocals in like no time. We would have to do it for like hours at a time, like just 2 or 3 hours, and like we'd have to go and do stuff and, you know, wait a couple days and then come back in and do the rest of it, but collectively I'd say about 3 days. We did the whole record in Logic Express on a MacBook, not even the MacBook Pro, which I just got mine yesterday, which I'm excited about. And I have a Motu 8-channel preamp, and that's pretty much it. A friend of mine who's a big engineer in Boston, he's like, I really love the sound of it. It sounds very like authentic, going for like that 60s vibe. And I was like, cheap equipment, what do you want? You know, like they didn't have that good stuff back then. Also from like watching those old Beatles videos, I noticed Ringo had a towel over his snare to just really deaden it, so I did the same thing, and it kind of just made the whole snare just sound really like flat sounding. And That's actually really funny because my friend, the engineer, Scott, he heard it and he's like, oh man, he's like, it sounds so good. You know, he's like, I love the detuned snare, dude, it's perfect. It goes with the whole thing. I was like, yeah, I totally detuned it on purpose. Like, I don't know how to tune a snare, you know? I thought I tuned it. I spent like 3 hours tuning it. I was like, boom, yeah, it sounds perfectly in tune. And then he was convinced that I did it intentionally, so I lied to him. We're really busy with Cobra right now, which is great. A lot of stuff coming up this summer. We're traveling over Australia and Japan. We're going to the UK tomorrow. We're trying to figure out when we could try and squeeze in a This Is Ivy League tour. We'd have to rent a van, not be on a bus, which is totally cool. We're like so stoked to do it. Get a Sprinter van or something and just go out with our friends. A lot of people know my involvement with both bands. And, you know, sometimes I guess we dress up for the part for Cobra sometimes, and like Ivy League, I'm just normal me, but I don't think my personality really changes ever. I kind of live in two different parts of two different places, but I don't think I really changed that much.